With my two hands in the air as far as I.
Welcome to Youth Voices with your host, Miss Edisa Eugene, where we focus on youth advocacy, youth empowerment in academics, entrepreneurship, sports, marginalized youth, and more. Tune in every Thursday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Youth Month 2022. Devant ensemble et toute jeunesse. Evolve. Growing youth for an inclusive and transformed society. Are you ready?
When I look at where I'm coming from, I know I'm blessed, and I close my eyes and smile. Sometimes I feel like the richest man in Babylon, and I've done my best, so everything's alright inside. Every morning, I rise, I stare at the sun. When I look at where I'm coming from, I know I'm blessed, and I close my eyes and smile. Sometimes I feel like the richest man in Babylon, and I've done my best, so everything's alright inside. Every morning, I rise, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing, so when the evening comes, I lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man. With my two hands in the air as far as I can. Yeah. As far as I can. I can. Yeah. My two hands in the air as far as I can. Oh, every morning I rise, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing. Yeah. Lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man. Ooh.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of You Voices. Of course, I am your host, Miss Edisa Eugene, and bringing You Voices back to you again. And of course, this afternoon is definitely nothing different. I have in studio with me a very well-known young man in our community, someone most persons might see as a joker. Of course, that's how I can describe him. But this afternoon, he looks very much sharp and professional, and you will be learning a little more about him. So, right now, Mr. Bird, go ahead and tell the people who you are.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm 21-year-old Tyan Burt, hailing from the beautiful community of Soufre. I reside in new development, to be specific. Well, I'm currently a cook one at Jade Mountain Resort. I also play sports. I started off my career as a steward at Jade Mountain when after my 3 months, I was promoted as a cook by Chef Elijah Jones, which I'm very grateful for. And up to these dates, I've been a cook and been performing exceedingly well.
Okay, excellent. So, in a little description, you definitely gave us a lot of info and very, very good, Tyan. Great job so far. You even mentioned that you started as a steward and now you are in the kitchen doing something that I know for sure that you love. And you also mentioned that you are a sportsman, which is another thing that we'll be touching on this afternoon. But again, just to let you guys know, to those of you listening to us via radio or even tuned into our Facebook Live, of course, with me this afternoon, we have Mr. Tyan Burt. As he said, he hails from the beautiful community of New Development Soufre. And of course, to those of you in Barron's Drive, you all may know him as Ty. How else do they call you in Barron's Drive?
So,
Tyan,
yeah.
right? So of course he has his roots in Barron's Drive as well. So I'm pretty sure a lot of us know him. And so in discussion with Mr. Bird this afternoon because it is very much interesting with him today. So we will dive more into your sports life first. I do know that you are part of a vibrant club in Sufre that I will allow you to let them know which club that is. And you have been making strides in your football, could I say your football arena, right? So tell us a little about you just being a footballer in the community of Sufre.
But I'd say me being a footballer in the community, from a very tender age, I started playing football. I developed a love for football from just a basic sweat with my friend, We chat, we play, we give jokes, we get angry sometimes, even sometimes we want to fight. However, I believe that football is a very contact sport. It also makes friends, like it helps you make friendship, right? It can also break you, it can make you. But in Sufre, as a footballer, two persons I usually look up to is Lester Joseph, most of you may know as Sonny, and Jason Henry, better known as Jordan. These two guys have been making the community very proud, and I would say these two are my role models when it comes to football.
Okay, so thank you so much for that, Tyan. And I would just like to take this moment to big up Lester, as we know him as Sonic. I know right now he has his line of shirts going out, so of course as a community let us continue to support Sonic in his football career. And also Jazzy, right, that's the right name. A lot of us know him as Jordan. Right now I believe he's still on his study scholarship stuff, so let us continue to support these young men. They have definitely been making our community proud. And so guys, if you are listening, continue to do what you do and keep your heads high. And going back to you, right, Tyan, again, you are a footballer in the community of Sufre. Would you say that you are happy with the way that football has been?
Well, up to some extent I am happy, but I believe that there is a lot of room for improvement. Like, I believe that there should be more tournaments so that players will remain fit. So even representing Sufre, like for example in the black hat level, that players will be mentally and physically prepared. Hence the reason why I believe that there should be more tournaments, futsal, whatever, but more tournaments.
Okay, now with me being a footballer, I could actually be the devil's advocate and say I don't believe that we actually need more tournaments. I wouldn't say tournaments. In order to be prepared for football, right, you actually need that mental training and everything, and I think that is what we can say is lacking. It's not really the tournaments. The tournaments are there, but again, with me being the devil's advocate, I think I am free to say that in the community we don't use our minds when we play. We tend to just go out there and play like what we see on television, but we don't use our own skills, we don't use our minds. So we definitely don't communicate. And this is something that has been throwing us off. And we can be honest as footballers, we know that is the truth. And I am not saying that these things do happen, they happen. Because when you're in the game, you don't have that on your mind. But again, I wouldn't want to say that there are not tournaments. There are many tournaments. Like there was the Black Hat, there is the one going on now, there's Island Cup, you name them. There are tournaments. We even had our own thing in Sufre. So there has been tournaments, but it's a matter of the players themselves preparing themselves. And I know you can agree with me there, right?
Yes, I can.
I know you can. Right. But looking at it on a player's level again, yes, I mentioned mentally how you could develop yourself as a player. But what else you think, just you being a football player in the community, I'm pretty sure maybe one day you might want to reach on a national level. What do you think that you need to do in order to get there?
With me?
Yeah.
Well, I believe that I need to create more training time and still more focus. Yeah, that's about it.
More training time and a little bit more focus, and I definitely agree. And to you, our footballers listening, definitely you need to be a little more focused when playing. I think that is something that throws us off. Little distractions. Sometimes the person give you a little body, and that gets you out of your whole mood already. So it's very good, Tyan, that you have seen that these are two things that you truly need to work on. And so I'm hoping that moving forward, I know right now you are playing for the Super Senior team. Congratulations for making that team. Not everybody gets the opportunity to be part of that team. So again, congrats on being part of that team. But again, moving forward, I'm hoping that you will make time, training time, proper training time, in order to become successful in your football lives. Okay?
Yeah.
And of course, to those of you just joining us this afternoon, like I mentioned, we have in studio Mr. Tyan Burt, who is a young man from the community of New Development Soufrière. And of course, right now we are speaking about his life as a footballer in the community. And later on, you will be hearing a little more about him just being in the kitchen. You know, this is something that I am very curious about. But just before we go into that aspect, I don't want to say last question because you might give me a response that I might feedback on, right?
Yeah.
Knowing that you have been a footballer for quite some time, you started at a tender age, right? You know what is required of you as a player, but what do you think overall, not you, what do you think can be done for people like you in order to aid in your development?
I believe that moving forward, especially in Soufrière, that there should be more persons pushing the youth into opportunities where they can receive scholarships and more of that sort. Like there's not someone who has a drive to be doing that in Soufrière. So Soufriérians, well, young Soufriérians I should say, they have the talent, but they don't have someone to uplift them.
Sure.
Like for example, at the 8.5 there is the young EJ, but Buzz is the one pushing.
Right.
Yeah, so I feel that in Soufrière they need more people like Buzz.
Thank you for that, and I totally want to agree with you there again, Tyan. I believe that is something that persons don't usually take into consideration, that their support can really aid in helping someone's development. And that was a perfect example, having DJ Buzz here, just working with EJ. He has been doing very well. I knew EJ to be, for me, I say him as a quiet boy, but I see Buzz have him all out there, out of his comfort zone, and that is very good. So again, to our Soufriérians who are locked in, our young boys, and like you heard Tyan, he needs you. Give him the drive, continue to support persons like him as they wish to do great things moving forward. So again, Tyan, thank you so much for that point. And yes, now we're moving along to you just being a footballer, and I know you're also a son. Now, what would you say? Do you think that parental support is very important when it comes to sports?
Yeah, very important.
And why?
Well, I would say I've been growing up and I've had colleagues where they were chosen to represent the school or the community, and their parents don't sign the consent form. Like my mom always did. Kudos to her for that.
Sorry, that was a little commercial break on my part, but of course, I will take this time to big up you, Miss Samuel. Thank you so much for always signing Tyan's consent form while he was looking at others whose consent forms would not have a signature. He really wants to say that he appreciates you for always signing his consent form, because if it wasn't you, he definitely maybe wouldn't even have made it thus far in football. And so again, thank you so much for supporting Mr. Burt. So right now, like I said, we're moving along to just him being not just a sportsman. There's so much more to Tyan that I know he's not telling you all about, but we'll get into it. But let's go to the fact that this guy is actually into culinary. Something that most persons might find maybe only women would be really interested in culinary and ensuring that everything is neat and whatnot. Now, little secret to those of you who don't know, Tyan is a very fresh boy.
Yeah.
There are days, there are days, you might look a little scruffy, there are days, but you know, overall, he always likes to step out and make a statement, right? Now, the thing with Tyan too, if you are following any of his social media pages when it comes to his food page, I think it is Ty's Creation on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Correct me. If you are not following him, feel free to do so right now. You would see the neatness of his work. And that is something I believe really caught my attention, to see how neatly he presents his work. You know, a couple times you see a lot of persons, yeah, they start working in a little hotel and they're like, they top chef already. But we know that's not the case. But we still, not trying to break anybody. But I believe if you're putting out something there, you should put out something that looks good, quality, something that somebody would actually crave. And looking at Tyan's work, it gives you that craving. And I want to let you know that whatever camera quality you have been using, kudos to the camera quality and kudos for great work. Because again, guys, to those of you listening, and if you are part of the cooking vibes again, ensure that your pics are quality, ensure that everything makes a statement, and Tyan has been doing just that. So Tyan, tell us, what really gave you that drive to start cooking?
Well, it all started off when I was younger. I was about 8 years old. When my grandma used to prepare some one pots with fish like sardines and stuff like that, and I didn't really want to eat that, so I'd create my own stuff to eat, like my rice and tuna fish, my macaroni and tuna fish, stuff like that, my little gels and stuff. And then from there, when it came to the CXC level, I chose foods as a subject, and then I got on warnings for foods in CXC. My practicals, I did well in it. But my foods teacher had a big part to play in that. Because I used to slack off this because of sports. I was always out and about playing football, cricket, athletics for the school. But the schoolwork segment, like to take down notes, I was always lacking.
Right.
Which used to apply very great pressure on me for that. And in his Miss Eugene, I'd like to thank her for that. Yeah. From there, like I said, I applied for a job at Anchaston J Mountain, but the only spot available was stewarding. I can recall when I got selected for that job, my mom said to me that she doesn't want her son to become a steward. My question to her was that every 2 weeks, she give me at least $500 that I won't take the job, because I like to party, I like nice stuff, and I need money to maintain myself.
Right.
Then it didn't even have like 4 months. I was already promoted by Chef Elijah, like I said earlier, and then she became proud. So I was like, if I didn't take a job, how would I become a cook? And now I'm a cook, doing well in the kitchen. Thanks to Chef Elijah, Chef Sato, Curious of Osage, and Lovon. It's surprising that Lovon was the one who actually trained me, Lovon Andre from Palmis. He was already in the kitchen, since he's my friend, he knew me. He started molding me, and then I started taking notes, until I could work a station on my own. And currently, as we speak, I work all stations in the kitchen.
Okay.
And I work all shifts. I can work graveyard, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But my most preferred shift would be dinner, because I believe dinner is more fine dining.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can tell that you're a classy boy, yeah? So the person that isn't just a classy boy today. He has always been a classy boy. So like you heard, he prefers dinner because he finds it is more fine dining, right?
Yeah.
So that is classy boy statements. You don't get people saying these kind of statements. Now, again, Tyan, you keep on surprising us, because you started as a steward. You telling your mother to give you $500. I totally agree with you. If you want you to be a steward, give you the money. And you were determined, you remain there. You didn't see being a steward as something that really broke you. You saw it as your way of getting into the kitchen, and that's good. A lot of persons don't think like that, and I am very proud of you for stepping up to that. And knowing you started as a steward, again, you kept on getting the training from a young man, again, Lovon, from the community of Palmis, And it is nice to see we have so many young ones being employed by the Enchasne Jade Mountain Hotel. And you guys have been doing great work. So kudos to you, Lovon, and thank you so much for training Tyan. And now he's able to work all shifts. So you mentioned graveyard. So tell us about the different shifts. What are the differences?
Well, graveyard is basically like you prepping stuff for breakfast so that they can make stuff like omelets, pancakes, waffles. Like basically just the basic stuff that they need, so that when the order comes in, they only have to make it, like just put it in the waffle machine or put it into a frying pan and cook it, like stuff like that. Breakfast, however, is preparing stuff like omelets, classic breakfast, oats, tea, bread, like stuff like that.
Right.
Lunch is like you prepare stuff like sandwiches, burgers, quesadillas, catch of the day, that's whatever fish that's available.
Right.
You present that with greens and stuff like that. Beef. And however, dinner, you come to work at 3, you prep your station only for dinner. And like, with Chef Elijah, I'd say Chef Elijah gives you the opportunity to be free. So that it just be like, make it make sense.
Right.
So then, whatever you have for this particular dish, for example, let's say a CBG, you know, you make your CBG look presentable, neat, and that it's captivating to the eye.
Right.
Yeah, so with dinner, I'd say like, dinner is my most preferred shift.
Okay. And again, thank you so much for that. And you keep on mentioning Chef Eli. I want to take some time to big up you, Chef Eli. You've definitely been making our community proud, and right now you have been bigged up by Tyan a couple times, and throughout he has been mentioning your name, Chef Eli. And so great job. Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on motivating the youngsters. They need more people like you, and we do appreciate you as a community. And coming straight out of your voices, the whole Youth Voices team would like to see continue to do the great work that you do, continue to support our young persons, and we really do appreciate you. Now, before I continue, I just want to make mention of some of the comments that we have. We have a few persons in the comments checking you out. Now, for those of you, again, who don't know, Tyan's nickname is Cripple. I don't know if he wants to go on and explain and tell us why that's his nickname. Why?
Well, it all started at under 15 football. We got to a finals, and then like the way I was running, that's what I think comes from.
So you're running like a crippled person?
I feel like whatever my legs be doing.
Oh my god. And that's how you got a nickname?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
But the nickname stayed because I didn't like it. So people kept on calling it until now.
You accepted the fact that cripple.
It's
No, but you do run like you have a little something in the legs, etc. But you have one of your friends, Billy, Philip, saying hold them there, crip nut. We also have Lindsay Hippolyte saying the boy looking sharp. I told you he's looking very sharp today, and if you know Tyan, you all know the boy is a boy of class and style. And of course we have Billy asking you to smile. So smile a little boy, you're a little bit too tight up. And Rasdol, big up you, boo. And Jenna said, my friend not easy. Hello. And you have your best friend here, Dale, Chef Crip. And we also have Ferrier in here saying that is true. Many people don't see being a steward as a stepping stone. So kudos to you, Tyan. We also have CR there saying hold them there, bro. And we have our international friend, Mr. Nicholas Alcindor, who has always been tuned into your voices, saying greetings to you, brothers and sisters, and the community, and the Sufra community, sorry. As the brother rightly pointed out, there's the need for more and better entertainment for our youth, especially in Sufra. But little by little we'll succeed. Perseverance is the key. Again, this is from Mr. Nicholas Alcindor from the UK, England. So of course, your mommy saying she's so proud of you, her son, and your brother is here. Chris is here saying, "I see you, bro." So of course, you see, you are getting the support this afternoon, and I really would like to say big up to all of you in the supporting Tyan. Right now we have over 24 persons watching you online and followers via radio. So of course you are reaching persons personal listening to you. So whatever you believe needs to be said today, if you need some help, make sure you reach your audience. You have the people listening. Ask for what you want. Now of course we are continuing in discussion with Mr. Burt. Now Tyan, right now I will ask you a question that I will actually need the answer right now, so that I could use later on. Now, I do know that you are a music guy. You always have your phone playing music and whatnot.
Yeah.
What is one song that keeps you motivated?
One song. There's this little bit song which says, "They tell me go that I am because I'm talented,"
Mm-hmm.
and I felt that.
Okay, so what is the name?
I don't remember.
Someone giving you motivated time, you don't know the name? Okay, so what's the line?
They told me don't die young because I'm talented.
They told me don't die young because I'm talented. EJ, try and look me up on that song, please. Find out what song that is for me. But of course, that is a powerful line in the song. But I guess when we listen to the song, okay, he said RN for life is the name.
Right there.
Dale.
Oh,
So Dale said RN for life is the name. So of course we'll be playing this right after his interview. But moving along with Tyan, of course. Tyan, you have been doing great. Your food looks good. Have you ever thought of maybe trying to get yourself on an international level when it comes to culinary?
Yeah, I have thought of that. I posted on Facebook that I believe there should be a junior chef competition, because I believe that in St. Lucia there's a lot of skillful youngsters,
Right?
but like we are not being seen enough. Like something in St. Lucia so that the youth will participate, and from there maybe the top 2 or top 3 will be selected to represent St. Lucia on a regional level. I believe that they should look into that.
Okay, so definitely, and I agree with you again. So we see now, to those of you, our stakeholders, I hope you are locked in, because of course that is a beautiful idea. And I mean, with somebody like Tyan already being in culinary, he actually doesn't want to just stay there. He doesn't want to be stuck one place, and so he's looking forward to actually making it on an international level. So of course, if by chance enough you have the links to get Tyan up there, why not share it out? And to those of you, our stakeholders, who could go all out to provide these opportunities to our young persons, of course, it would be nice to see our young persons competing in order to get an opportunity that will not just be any kind of opportunity, but something that is actually beneficial to them and contributes to their development. So of course, again, I believe this is something that could be looked into. I wouldn't say no. I'm pretty sure with our youth economy and everything coming up, this is something that could be included, putting that out there. So of course, again, Tyan, thank you so much for mentioning that. And knowing that you are looking forward to this, I know you recently took part in the Super Youth and Sports Council Club Cook-Off, and I know you represented the 5th United Youth and Sports Club. And you guys came in second along with your partner, Miss Shiliana Lamontine, and great job to both of you. Of course, how was that experience?
Well, I say that experience was very great. It wasn't my first time, but working with Shiliana was indeed a pleasure, because she has a page as well where she provides breakfast for birthdays and stuff like that. And I believe that working with her, I learned some new things. I bet that she also learned some new stuff from me as well.
Right.
But however, she was quite under pressure. I don't know why. She was nervous. But I believe that not only for me, but other people who might be taking part in competitions.
Right.
If you're already late, that's on everything. If you're late for something, don't rush, because you'll just make yourself later. Just keep your calm and then do what you can.
But Tyan, why were you late? That's the other question. Why were you late?
I wasn't aware that I needed a pole book and stuff like that. When I got there, everybody had a pole book and I had nothing.
Just now, let me try to catch my breath. Because no way you're going to cook at such a venue and you don't know you need a pole pot. But again, that is some good advice. Again, if you're already late, no need to rush, because sometimes you rushing could actually add more pressure to yourself. Something can go wrong and then it's a total mess. But of course, time was pretty late, guys. Time was late. Time was late. But at the end, he was able to pull through with his team member. And again, congratulations to both you and Juliana for actually pulling this off. And it was nice to see that, you know, both of you have that culinary background and experience. You getting your experience from Enchasney, she getting an experience from Sugar Beach and so forth. And it was nice to see the two of y'all working together. Like, this is something that y'all have been doing. So again, to me, looking on the side, it didn't look like y'all were under pressure. And that was something I would really like to applaud you guys for. So keep up the good work, both to you and Juliana. And Tyan, keep your head high. We know you're trying to get to an international level. Don't let anybody, nothing at all. It could be a mosquito too. Don't let it bite you to keep you down. Keep your head up and remember your goal. You are trying to make it to an international level. There is so much you're trying to do. You're trying to make your little circle proud, most of all yourself proud. Do it for you as you grow, your future, and just forget everybody else. But do follow your dreams. And we have somebody else coming in. We have Marisa. She's saying making daddy proud, bro. And we also have Joshua Davis saying big up, man like Tyan. Yeah. Of course, again, I want to say big up to everybody in the chat. And to those of you listening to us via radio, I want to say thank you so much for being tuned into your voices this afternoon. We also have one of the persons you mentioned a while ago, Mr. Jaseni, Jordan Nadis. He just came in and he said, big up Kryptonite. And I just realized your partner came in, Bobby Fuego, top shatter, they say. Yeah, let me tell you, the boy said, tell them the top shatter is back. So everybody, announcement, the top shatter is back. And of course, in studio with me is the top shatter, better known as Tyan Burt. Kryptonite, cripple, whatever you want to call him after today, but let me call him Mr. Professional, huh? Because this afternoon, Uncle looking well sharp. But when you get big, remember me. We have kids here saying when you get big, to remember. And Tisha have to remember, look like on your sheet. He have to remember all of us, okay? And you have your uncle here, Mr. Clavi, saying big up. So of course... Tyan is the one who started the laugh, guys, so excuse me for that. And Joshua said again, Tyan for Prime Minister. I agree, Tyan has the potential to get there. And Bobby said from now on it's Mr. Kryptonite. So quick question though, who told you how to dress today? Because Dale said to ask you. Well, he wants you to tell us who dressed you today. Did Dale dress you today?
No, I was eating earlier. And I said to him, I don't think I should go there. And he was like, you man, we're not there. Let's just put something casual, you know, like represents. I was like, I read.
Okay. And he trying to take all the credit for your dressing there already. Then you have to stop that. But big up you, Tyan. Let me tell you, you will see the hot pics after. Uncle looks real sharp with his black pants and his shirt looking. Hello, it even buttoned right up.
Oh yeah,
it's buttoned right up. And the mark on point. Now big up your barber today. Same speed.
Yeah, my barber.
Yes, big up your barber today. And then the cornrows or the plaits, whatever, who did that? That was mommy's job.
No.
Oh, okay. Boo job? Anyways.
Yeah, boo job.
Boo job. Okay, big up you, boo. And of course, Tyan looks good this afternoon. And Tyan will continue to do great things, guys. And Tyan, you could see You have so many persons out here supporting you, persons you maybe didn't even think would be tuned in this afternoon. I'm pretty sure is tuned in right now. Everybody might not comment, but it is nice to see that you have a community of persons here just being nice in the comments, being jovial, and I really admire all of you for that. So while we are running down to our final minutes for this afternoon, of course, Tyan, I want you to go ahead and tell us who are some persons in your life right now who you would say really motivate you.
Well, first I'd like to start with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mom motivates me a lot. My dad, Wendell, my best friend, Chef Elijah, Chef Sapo, Curious, and Love One.
Mm-hmm.
My aunts, Bertil and Candice. Miss Casey, I didn't talk for them yet.
No, it's a full day there for me because you know you might get a beating for that, but continue.
Who else? You,
Uh-huh.
Miss Rachel James. All my friends. For sure.
Oh, yeah. So big up the Fuego gang one time. I think that's the name, right? Fuego. Well, I want to big up the Fuego guys. You guys, I know, have been supporting Tyan. Let me tell you, you'll keep on making my boy. Please don't break my boy because you'll end up in big problems. But yes, continue to be great, guys. I know all of you have been taking great directions, great paths. Keep doing what you do. And Tyan, again, keep on standing out, being different, and doing what you do. I know you know there is a time to joke. You know there is a time to play. There is a time to be serious. And you've definitely been proving that to us. And today is a perfect example. And of course, like I just mentioned again, to those of you tuned in, I would like to say a huge thank you for being tuned into You Voices this afternoon. And with me in studio again, we have Mr. Tyan Burt from the beautiful community of New Development, Soufre. And of course, to those of you just joining us, he has spoken about him being a sportsman, and he has spoken about him being someone who is very much interested in culinary. Sorry, Bobby just distracted me there. I'll come to that. But of course, we'd like to see a huge thank you to all of you. And Bobby saying he should big us up individually. I never see a boy so copper ways on.
You know why? There's too many people to big up individually.
Right.
Don't to leave anybody out. So big up y'all.
I agree. Next thing when you go outside, they'll say, Tyan, we'll be there, yes, so of course, I like to say thank you so much, guys, for supporting Tyan so far. Tyan, you have great people around you.
No,
Definitely.
That's why I never go to birthday party. I have too many friends.
Yeah, I agree. Don't do no birthday party. Or if you want, you can do your birthday party, you know, but just put a little invitation out. Everyone is invited.
Yeah,
so who
sure.
come, but then sure that the expense not on you. Tell them to bring their food, bring whatever, so you know catering doesn't run out. But of course, again, we are running down with time. So Tyan, take this moment and just give a few motivational words to our listeners this afternoon.
Well, I'll start by saying never give up.
Mm-hmm.
Never forget where you come from. You're never too old to learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take advice from everyone you can. And I would say at least as a very bad habit when I started. Like, if someone said something to me, I'd be like, I know. But then I realized that when people say stuff and then tell them no, then they have the impression that Nisiko is have to buy, like he feels he knows it all. So then they don't want to tell you what to do or how to do it no more. So take advice, be humble, and absorb as much as you can. Like right now I'm trying to absorb as much as I can from Chef Elijah and Chef Sato and J Mountain, because they are the seniors, curious as well. So that when they make way, then I take their place and, you know, bring up the young ones.
Right.
That's the motive.
Okay, thank you so much, Tyan, for that. And I want to say, keep on doing the good work again. Of course, we do know that you will make us proud, you will make yourself proud, you will make everybody proud. And we all will be here to support you. But of course, I just want to let you know in advance. Sorry, I'm spoiling the surprise early. So people will be kidding. But we said we are throwing a surprise party for you in Miami. So look out for that. Look out for that in March. I don't know where they get the money for that, but we throw the surprise party in Miami. So of course. And look, Del done telling you spoiling the surprise. I know, right? Man like Bobby not supposed to be involved in planning. But of course, you have been doing great things, Tyan, and we want you to continue. And I am pretty sure that everybody in the chat right now wants you to keep on doing the good work. And of course, again, thank you to everyone who has been tuned in to your voices this afternoon. As I believe, I just want to leave a few words with you as well. Of course, like you see, a young man like Tyan has been making strides. And he's someone, persons would even be surprised if you again go and look at his work on Instagram at Tyan's Creation. You will see how neat his work is, up to a standard. This young man puts his all into his work, and we know that everything he does it not just for him, but to make his people proud. And so, as you go through your daily lives as individuals, just continue to push yourself as much as you can. Like you heard from him right now, he's trying his best to absorb everything that he can in order for him to make that step later on in life when those to the forefront have to take a step back. Of course, he would be able to represent. So you too, don't keep yourself behind. Keep on moving forward. Keep on doing what you're doing. You all are destined for greatness. Never let anybody tell you that you cannot do it. You can if you put your mind to. So again, these are the words that I really want to leave with you this afternoon. And again, to our young men listening, we do know that we celebrated International Men's Day recently. And so this is the whole reason why we have Mr. Burt in studio today, because I saw him as a young man who needs to be celebrated. And so to you, happy International Men's Day. To our young men, Dale, Bobby, all of you tuned in this afternoon. Of course, happy International Men's Day. Keep on being great men in society. Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on making yourselves proud. And just represent well. So, of course, thank you to everyone who stayed tuned into your voices and who continues to be tuned into Voices Weekly. We really do appreciate you. And, of course, I am your host, Miss Edisa Eugene, and see you next week.
Welcome to Youth Voices with your host, Miss Edisa Eugene, where we focus on youth advocacy. Welcome to Youth Voices with your host, Miss Edisa Eugene, where we focus on youth advocacy. Welcome to Youth Voices with your host, Miss Edisa Eugene, where we focus on youth advocacy. Welcome to Youth Voices with your host, Miss Edisa Eugene, where we focus on youth advocacy. Welcome to Youth Voices. Welcome to Youth Voices with your host, Miss Edisa Eugene, where we focus on youth advocacy. Welcome to youth empowerment in academics, Miss Edisa entrepreneurship, where we focus on marginalized youth and youth empowerment. Tune in every Thursday from entrepreneurship, where we focus on marginalized 2020 and youth empowerment. Tune in every Thursday. Entrepreneurship, where we focus on marginalized 2020 and youth empowerment. Are you ready? Where we focus on marginalized 2020 and youth empowerment. Are you ready? Where we focus on marginalized 2020 and youth empowerment. Are you ready? Where we focus on